quickly look at the Guardian newspaper, we'll also have Punch newspaper, not forgetting Vanguard and The Explainer. From the Guardian newspaper, coup denial not enough, stem rising anxiety, discontent, stakeholders tell FG. The dust is yet to settle in the polity despite a strident denial at the weekend by the defense headquarters of attempted plots to truncate the Fourth Republic. Yet all eyes are on the presidency this week as government officials shrug off anxieties and concerns over the coup rumors. The week is beginning on some uncertain grounds as security operatives are battle-ready to contain protests across major cities of the country today, calling for the release of detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. ASU confirms talks with FG team as strike enters seventh day. As the 2-week warning strike embarked upon by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, enters its seventh day, the union has confirmed negotiations with the federal government's renegotiation team led by Yayali Ahmed. According to ASU, progress has been recorded in 5 of 7 demands. FG reverses policy on math as parents-teachers protests. Celebrations by some students of arts and humanities over the federal government's announcement that mathematics was no longer compulsory for admission may have been cut off as the government has made a U-turn, insisting that the subject remains mandatory for admission into tertiary institutions. The government announced the reversal just as parents, teachers faulted the mathematics waiver and advocated the pass grade. Last Tuesday, the federal government announced that mathematics would no longer be a mandatory subject for students applying to tertiary institutions to pursue courses in the arts and humanities. Farmers in limbo as bureaucracy stalls 50 billion naira tractor rollout. Nearly 4 months after President Bola Tinubu launched 50 billion naira worth of farm tractors to boost food production, the equipment remains idle, exposing Nigeria's recurring pattern of stalled agricultural reforms, bureaucratic bottlenecks, and waste of public resources that undermine the government's mechanization agenda. The machinery is currently gathering dust at the headquarters of the National Agricultural Seed Council, NASC. Still from the Guardian newspaper, China, NCIC partner to boost investment in Nigeria. China International Business and Development Corporation, CIBDC, at the weekend signed a strategic partnership agreement with some firms to strengthen and improve the eligibility of the companies to access investments in projects and develop the country's economic sectors. The agreement was facilitated by the Nigeria-China Investment Club, NCIC. And through this partnership, CIBDC will fast-track investments by supporting the firms in accessing the resources they need to grow, create jobs, and drive long-term economic growth. Moving on to the Punch newspaper, FG backs DHQ as coup rumor sparks political firestorm. The federal government on Sunday broke its silence over reports of an alleged failed coup to topple the administration of President Bola Tinubu. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in an interview with the paper on Sunday, said the government had faith in the military and had no reason to doubt the position of the defense headquarters, which on Saturday dismissed the report of a coup as fake. Residents protests cemetery construction in Lagos. Residents of Natufe and Nimasham Community Development Area in the Surulere area of Lagos State on Saturday staged a protest against the proposed construction of a cemetery within their community. The construction site, a large expanse of land, is bordered by residential buildings, a school and a church along Babs and Nimasham Street. The residents who took to the streets in the neighborhood expressed their disapproval of the project, saying it would pose an environmental hazard to the community. NDLEA seizes drugs hidden in frozen snails, electrical bulbs. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have seized consignments of illicit drugs hidden in frozen snails, electrical bulbs, and female clothes bound for the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. According to a statement on Sunday by the agency's spokesperson, Femi Babafemi, the interceptions were made at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport and a courier company in Lagos. Free Nnamdi Kanu protesters defy security warning, vow villa match. There may be a showdown between the security forces and the Free Nnamdi Kanu Now protesters today, following plans by the organizers to march on the presidential villa to pressure the government to release from custody Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. This is even as a federal high court in Abuja had issued an interim order restraining the organizers from protesting near the villa, the National Assembly, and other key government institutions. From the Vanguard newspaper, Nigeria spent 3.53 trillion naira on raw material imports in H125. Contrary to plans and expectations, Nigeria's manufacturing sector is increasingly depending on imported raw materials for survival, a development which has undermined government's import substitution policy. Data obtained from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, shows major imports to include sugarcane and associated products for the sugar refining and confectionery industries, additives for lubricating oil manufacturers, sheets for veneering, hides and skin for leather products. And lastly, from the Explainer, Nigeria leads Africa to sign Petroleum Regulatory Charter. Nigeria in Accra, Ghana recently signed a charter to establish the African Petroleum Regulators Forum to promote investment and harmonization of petroleum regulations. The landmark signing, chaired by the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, Mr. Gbenga Komolafe, was done at the sidelines of the 31st Africa Oil Week, AOW. And that's it. You can pick up a copy of any of the dailies if you would like to read more. Also, interact with us via our social media platforms on X, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961, and follow me across social media at Dele Agadumo.